Greetings, everyone, and happy Easter Sunday. Pardon me, I mean happy Transgender Visibility Day, because that's what staunch Catholic President Joe Biden on Friday designated this holy day in which Christians celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ, Transgender Visibility Day. In his official proclamation, staunch Catholic Biden said nothing about the central event in Christian theology and arguably in human history, and instead called on, quote, all Americans to join us in lifting up the lives and voices of transgender people throughout our nation and to work toward eliminating violence and discrimination based on gender identity, unquote. There is actually more violence, including mass murder and sexual assaults, being perpetrated by some transgenders in America today than there is violence being directed at them because of their gender identity. In fact, a Tennessee music venue today hosted a Trans Day of Vengeance concert just days after the one-year anniversary of the deadly shooting at a Christian school in which a transgender ruthlessly murdered 6 people, 3 of them little kids. As for discrimination, it's not transgenders being discriminated against, but the girls and women being displaced by them in everything from women's sports and gym bathrooms to beauty pageants and fashion magazine covers. On the contrary, transgenders are celebrated as courageous trailblazers in our culture, which is in the death grip of an accelerating gender madness. Yes, Biden finally issued a Happy Easter statement today, but it was too little, too late. He already gave his seal of approval to the bullying trans lobby planting its flag in conquest of this holy day. Speaking of flags, while celebrating Trans Visibility Day rather than Easter, the administration of staunch Catholic Biden also banned the display of any religious symbols for the White House's annual Easter egg event. So no crosses on Easter Day, but the White House is flying the so-called transgender flag. It's unclear why transgenders or anyone from any of the infinite array of imaginary genders need their own flag, but it should be treason for any government building to fly any flag but the stars and stripes, and possibly a state flag. As another example, New York Governor Kathy Hochul ordered major state landmarks, including One World Trade Center, to be lit up on Easter night with the trans flag colors. The Democrat Party has elevated this ideological insanity to the level of an unofficial religion at the same time that they have mocked, diminished, and discriminated against traditional religion and people of faith. Is it any wonder that a new survey from the Pew Research Center finds that 80% of U.S. adults, the highest percentage ever, say that religion's role in American life is shrinking? I would argue that's a little misleading. Christianity's role is shrinking, but there is a religion, a new paganism on the rise in the West. And by paganism, I'm including what's called expressive individualism, or a sort of religion of the self. Today's Democrat Party is entirely in the grip of this new paganism, which the Biden administration promotes at home and abroad, openly declaring that promoting gender ideology is a central part of its foreign policy goals. And yet, bizarrely, the perception still exists that conservative Christians, smeared as white nationalists, are an existential threat to democracy. The Pew poll reports that 72% of adults who identify as not religious say that conservative Christians have gone too far in trying to influence religion in the government and public schools. This is exactly the opposite of the truth. It's the new pagans of the left who, through a half-century of cultural Marxism, now control the federal government and every cultural institution in the Western world, most crucially the public schools. Conservative Christians are in fact complete outliers in the culture. They are openly demonized and viewed by the state under staunch Catholic Biden as domestic terrorists for complaining to school boards about their children being a captive audience to widespread woke indoctrination. This Easter Day in America, Christ is risen, but the sun is setting on the Judeo-Christian faiths that created this country and our civilization. In their place, the government is raising up and celebrating false idols. We already see the signs everywhere that this will not end well. Whether you're a Christian or not, if you care about saving the greatest country and civilization in history, founded on Judeo-Christian values, then act accordingly, not only this November at the ballot, but every day in every way. Thanks for listening. Be seeing you.